Super. Let me
Yeah,
start.
that's good.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. All the listeners, welcome to another episode of Growth Journey. And for today's episode, we are none other than Tapan Patel, the co-founder of Traek. Tapan, welcome. What's up? How are you doing?
Thanks for that. Yeah, I'm doing well. Running through a pretty busy day. It's a Tuesday though, but yeah, I'm good. You tell.
Yeah, Tuesdays are busy. We can't ignore that fact for sure. Like it's like my seventh meeting from today morning, so I can understand that.
And you're too high on energy then.
Exactly. Okay, so Tapan, like we start these journey episodes with the background of the founder, like what have you studied in college and universities, what was your start of professional career looked like, and also, I would like to know that first from your side. Like, who is Tapan? What have you studied, and how did you start it?
Okay, what have I studied? I'm an engineer by education. I hold a degree in mechatronics engineering. It's a mixture of mechanical and electronic. I did it from a university over here in Gujarat. I'm a pass out of 2013 batch from that, and I started my career, let's say, as a programmer. So to my heart, programming is near to my heart. I loved it while I was doing it, but now running a business, I love it. I realized, okay, I have a different hobby too, that I like to do it. So that's a career choice that I made. So the plan after graduating in 2013 was to get some technical knowledge, get on hands-on sessions. So I was in a factory. I was working as a programmer altogether in a different field, though I was interacting with machines. And then I had to go. The plan, as a career plan, everybody draws, right? So my career plan was to, okay, do 2 years of work, learn German language. So I learned German language. I know a couple of German, like I cleared the A1, A2 levels, and then I was like, let's fly to Germany, work for one of the automotive company. That was the career plan, but then it took a turn in I think 2014. It was a family discussion going around. So it's not that epic or what I would say interesting or something, but there was a discussion going around, and I had to pick up, like, I want to fly to Germany or I want to start something of my own. And I don't know why, but my gut feeling said to go ahead and start something of your own. So that's when I founded the original business that we are in. That's Heart of Techno, a parent company. And since then, we have been working as a Heart of Techno. But yeah, then came time in 2000, say last year, 2020, during the pandemic. Right, that's where we were. Everybody was working from home. The sales was also a little different. Things were different. So we started our inbound efforts and everything, and that led to the idea of Traek. So the idea of Traek totally stemmed from our own problems, to be frank. So it would be safe for me to say that we created a solution for our own problem, and we saw that people like us would have similar problems. Let take it to the market, do a ground test, and let's see how it goes for the other people who are having a similar problem. That's about me and like how I came to Traek.
Hmm. Okay, so if I understood correctly, a normal engineer from Gujarat, graduated in
Yeah,
2013, planned to work for 2 years, learned Germany, and was planning to go to Germany, but then there were two choices in front of you. Either work
that's
in
correct.
Germany or start something of your own. And your heart told you, Tapan, start something of your own. That would be the best thing and best decision of your life, and you took it. And right now we have Tapan Patel in front of
Yes, yes, that's an correct sum up of the entire thing that I said for the last minute or so.
you. Yeah, but like I'm just curious to know, like, what kind of student were you in college?
An average student. Academically, I was not that awesome. Like, you cannot count me in the people who would be scoring like 85% in their careers or ranks. I have been in the highs and lows. To be frank, today I'm communicating with you in English. In the sixth standard, I failed. I flunked in English. My final mark sheet has a red line over there, giving a gracing score that we are promoting you to the seventh standard, and here are grace scores to pass in English. That was a subject I cannot write good essays, to be frank. For me, technicality works. Like, grammar was awesome for me. So has always been awesome for me. So yeah, grammar 100% when it comes to essaying out something or telling it elaborately. I pretty much sucked at it. So that was the result. But yeah, I was an average student, but always interested in extracurriculars. So during the college time also, I was in participant for every college functions, maybe tech or non-tech, and visited many different colleges for different training camp, boot camps, and competitions too. So always have been a fan of extracurriculars to try something new apart from what I was learning.
Okay, like any specific hobbies which you had in college, like dancing, playing any sport or anything like that?
Per se hobby, no, but I liked something was I love to play badminton. So I used to play badminton in college for my hobby and fitness, not as a professional badminton player for the college, but yeah, that was something I used to love and I still do it.
Yeah, I'm not even kidding. I still remember I started playing badminton when I was around 8 or 10. Until this
Oh,
point, I play badminton. I'm like, it is just a fun game. Like you never get bored of it when you're playing at least. That makes sense. Okay, like
mhm.
any specific crazy thing which you had done in college which you can't forget even till this day. Because I know a lot of people do some crazy shit in college.
I don't know. It sounded crazy or something, but till date I'm trying to figure out a trip to like. Okay, everybody has this thing, right? Chal Goa chalte. Like, let's go to the Goa, and nobody is able to plan that Goa trip. Luckily, we were able to plan that Goa trip, and we did it with an open-ended ticket. So we had a one-way ticket to Goa. We never booked a return ticket to come back. This was in the I think sixth semester of my engineering studies, but the budget was limited. That was the catch. So we had $8,000, and we had decided the day we finished that $8,000, we'll come back to our own city. So and we did stay for what, like 10 days in Goa. We did a 10 days trip, awesome trip. It was nice. That was fun. So I think till day I'm trying to figure out how the hell did I do that 10 days trip in just $8,000,
I was going to
inclusive
ask
of
you the
travel.
same question. I was going to ask you the same question. 10 days,
That
like
is what we did. It. That's something I'm still trying to.
I mean, isn't it too much? Like 10 days is a large amount of time in 8K. Because like
I know, I know, I know.
one of my friends recently went to Goa and that person spent like how much 14 to 16K for like 4 to 5 days, if I'm not wrong. You guys are planning
I
10
know.
days trip.
Yeah. Like I said, the trip was never planned for. The days were never fixed. The thing was fixed that we have 8K. We are saved during that sem, and we can use that. So the I think what worked for us was we were like 12 people or so, and we were all college students. So accommodation never mattered to us. So so far, so it was clean and hygienic. It was good for us. The fun was to stay in the city, enjoy the nights. That was the part. So I think we did survive. And till date, yeah, that is the amount, because I remember we had that splitwise app, we had it done, and that's what everybody was owing to each other. That's it. Nothing a penny more or a penny less.
That makes sense. And how was your experience when you were like working for 2 years in that factory?
It was good, yeah. To be frank, I got to learn a lot. The factory is a huge. It was a huge factory. I was in that software division who worked with the automation of the machines and all. But yeah, it was a good experience. I got to learn when I was technicality and everything. But one thing I learned from there was leadership. Because within the like 7th or 8th month of me joining, I don't know why, but my manager gave me the responsibility to handle the entire floor, a machine line that was being handled at least by 2 to 3 engineers prior to me, and I was given 6 months down the line. Go ahead, you can handle it. This is your machine line. You are responsible. Whatever happens on it. That was what I learned. So probably I learned leadership over when I left. I was actually handling a couple of people over there after 2 years.
That makes sense. Like let's just get back to the track part. So in 2020, you guys started working on track because of a problem you faced. Like, what was the exact problem?
The exact problem was 2019 end and 20 start. We started pouring a good amount of budget of our sales expenditure in the inbound marketing, more like in the SEO optimizations websites, bringing in the organic traffic to the website. And by mid 2020, we were getting a good amount of visitors to the website, right? We were happy to see the SEO people bringing the reports saying that, yeah, this is the visitor last month, this is this count, this many increase, this many click through it. All the jargons and the terms of the SEO was being used, and we were happy. Everything was in green, going up, up, up. One section that was always worried and saw less growth was conversion into the customer. Like, oh, it did not make sense to spend money if you are not able to convert those people coming on our website to customers, right? So that was where we were like, yeah, boss, what's happening around? Like, we are getting visitors, people are good, they're reading the pages that we want them to read. They are there. Google Analytics told us that they're going on the funnels and the traffics that where we wanted them to be. But what's happening? Why are we not getting inquiry forms or contact on our phone numbers or the emails? So that's when we encountered, like, we need to identify, like, yeah, what are people doing? So that's when we strike, let's go and search out for the product market, right? So there were a couple of products in the market who were telling us that, yeah, this is a person who visited you and this is what he did. GA, to be frank, Google Analytics tells you that. But now the gap over there was to what to do next. I know someone here or there came and he did so and so. What next? That's what took us to Traek. So that's where we started with Traek. We started with the basic thing to identify the visitors, and one problem led to another, to third. So there are a couple of features in Traek, and they are as a result of the problem arise of the first solution, or the what we say. There was a small gap from the first solution was to identify the visitors so that we can do a target-based marketing approach, right? That is what we wanted to do. But then what happened that the number of it takes time to enrich your data. It takes time to get a huge data set. You cannot go and start paying like tens and thousands of dollars a year to get accurate data, because it's not going to be, the company could not afford it practically, and it's not going to be a market fit when at that time we were not thinking of this as a product. It was a solution for our own. So budget was limited. We had a limitation that we were like, boss, we cannot go ahead and spend so much to just get the data. So now what to do for the people whom we do not identify as a visitor, like as a lead, what to do to them? So that's took us to the real-time visitor feature of Traek and to the chat feature. So that's how we scaled up on one or other feature, and today what the product is.
Okay, this makes sense. There was a problem you guys faced. You were like, okay, let's just create a solution. You created the
Hmm.
solution, but like when you created that first version of Track, what was the largest problem which you feel like the major problem when you created that the first version?
Major problem that as a solution we faced, right? That's what you're asking. Yeah, the major problem that we face, like I said, the data integrity and the not integrity but data recognition. Like I was able to using what do you say, privately and publicly available databases. I was able to identify the people coming to my company. But say, for example, that rate of identification was none above than 20 to 30%. So I get 1,000 visitors, 20% of them were only being able to identify. And I knew that if 1,000 visitors are coming to my website, and out of that, if I just erase out the educational traffic, then also I had good 600-700 people on the website who were actually probably some or other kind of a prospective buyer, probably in an early stage or in a late stage of buying process. I was not able to do anything. That was the biggest challenge that the first prototype version of Traek had. That okay, data had a limitations, because then if we wanted to go more on the data side, then we had to go for enterprise licenses, connect with huge enterprises, and they have enterprise costs that comes very high, not in the budget at that time we had for the product, that solution we were trying to create for our problem.
Okay, so like budget plus directories was kind of the two major problems. Like we are
Yeah,
creating
that
it
was
for
a
our own
bottleneck.
self.
Yeah,
Hmm?
yeah, we were creating for our own self, so that was a problem, right? Management was not gonna give me like say $50,000 or $60,000 a year to just go ahead and buy some random data, saying them that was apne site pe, like someone is going to come to a visitor is going to come to my website. I'm going to identify that visitor using this data, and probably the sales team will go and tell and probably make a sale. And there was so much probability to for the management to approve on that budget. So they were like, you find a different solution there.
That makes sense. Like management can't give this much money on just an experiment for sure. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So like this was the start of like the first version of Frag, which was like in 2020, I guess, right?
Yeah, late 2020s, you can say.
Late 2020s, like in lockdown and all.
Hmm. In lockdown, during the lockdown, I don't exactly remember, but yeah, that was a later period of the year. We were in that stage. We are doing this.
Okay, and like it have been how many versions I'd say till now? Like, what is the version of Track right
We have not versioned. That's a good question, though. We never thought of versioning the product. We just kept incrementing it. For us, the day we are releasing that is version 1.0, there is no internal version we kept up. But I can always say that, yeah, this was the first feature, and then we added the second, and then the third, and then the fourth. We never versioned the feature. I never thought like someone is going to ask me this question that, yeah,
now?
what was that version and how many versions you are now?
Okay, this is very interesting. So, like, okay, let me rephrase it. How many features do the product have right now? What's the number of features?
So currently, product has five. Let's say that's the leads, then the chat, then the real-time visitors, and that's a custom. So to be frank, there are five core features to the product that we developed as we were working on the product and encountering one or the other bottlenecks or challenges. So currently, product has five core features that are essential to create any sort of algorithm, not an algorithm, but a way to get in touch and get a visitor engaged with you and your sales rep.
Okay. And what would be that one core feature out of all these five, six features which you are proud of as a father of this product? Like, I personally believe the founders of these SaaS products are the fathers. So, like, what would be that one feature which you are proud of?
One feature I'm proud of, rather, I would rephrase that sentence and say that I feel is essential, right? I would say would be widely used, would be a combination of two features. One of the feature is called custom feeds, and then we have a real-time chat feature. So that would be a combination that people would want to utilize the most because it will allow them to create flows, right? For example, today you and I are having a webinar today, probably, or a meeting tomorrow. Our marketing team will start running campaigns on this, right? So they would know that if the people who are going to come from this marketing campaign, they want to have that people in the fishnet, and they want to reach to that. So to create that entire filter, like on your website, so this two feature will allow you. The custom feed will allow you to create the filters based on the URLs and the LinkedIn parameters or whatever parameters you want, and the chat feature will allow you to interact with that visitor when they are online with the real-time listing. So that combination I feel is very good, and probably I'm happy to have that feature in the product because that totally eliminates the need of a data insight point, like concept you belong to whatever company irrespective, because you know that this set of people are people who I want on my website, or else they won't be here because that page, that location, or that address was meant for such a people. It's like that X marks the spot, and you know that person on the X spot is the person you want that person to be there.
Okay. Two features. Live chat is like the main one,
Coupled with custom feeds, yeah, live
coupled
chat
with
coupled with the custom feed.
okay, the combination is something which you are personally
Yes.
proud of, or according to
Yeah,
you, it
that
is
was,
like the most essential.
yeah, most efficient and an essential feature that any sales team could use it, because that will fit in. It's a very agile combination. You can fit in any of your sales process, whatever you have, because chat you are going to do and people you are going to track. Those are the two essential part of any matrix of a sales process.
I would like. By the way, have you executed or like launched this product on a very small scale between like 5, 10 companies or something like that?
We have done a soft launch in Fab. I could say a soft launch, or probably a selective launch. We did give. We have a couple of people working and using them in this way. We did it.
And like, how was the feedback or how was your experience?
We had a mixed experience and a feedback because, like I said, people on the first go are very enthusiastic to know who is visiting my website. So for them, the lead becomes a very core feature. Yeah, who is coming to my website? Give me that data. Give me that data. But there is a limitation to that because of the data. Other people do it a bit better than us because they are very well and settled player. But for us, and the way we want people to pursue Track is a tool set, not just one set of feature. So we had to go ahead and explain them, yeah, this is how you should use it, and that feedback then changed. Yeah, like now I see the value and the value proposition in the product that you're proposing to me, when it's not standalone leads, but and then those 5 features ingrained into their and explained into their sales strategy, and then they start using it. So first feedbacks were crucial. It helped us. There were glitches and all. For sure there were glitches, because it was an alpha testing and beta testing going around with the people, and that is what we wanted it to be. We wanted to see what people are facing, where are the issues. That's a part. But and when you talk about functional level, this is what the feedback was like. Yeah, the lead is less, but then we explained that how to increase that, how to tackle that, and then they were like, yeah, we see a prospect in that.
That makes like it is kind of like a toolbox, I'd say, like which a carpenter use. Like when there's work, the carpenter brings that one toolbox and it have all the tools which he needs. Something like that. Or like that's the vision which
Yeah.
you have for Track, right?
Yes. That's a vision which we have, that like here is a tool set that we are bringing to you as a company or your sales and marketing team. We have some use case and studies that we have seen over the period, and we can tell you. And now it's up to you how you want to use that tool set, what you want to create with that tool set. You can use a hammer to hit the nail or to remove the nail. That's up to you what you want to do with that hammer. We can just give you the hammer and a singular use case, and you can amaze us with a different set of execution you come up with.
That makes sense. By the way, fun fact, I'm also from Gujarat. Let's go.
Oh.
Yeah.
Great. Where are you from?
I'm from Ahmedabad.
Wow, the same city too, then.
Oh,
Belong to
okay.
Ahmedabad.
We should discuss the detail and we can plan a meetup or something like that in Ahmedabad for sure.
Absolutely, we can do that. Why not?
Oh, and now
We'll
I'm
be happy
even
to
more
have
excited.
you. Great. So you are currently in Ahmedabad, or
Yes.
like you work?
I'm currently in Ahmedabad.
Great, then we can catch up anytime. We are here in the center of the city on CG Road. You can come visit us
Oh, CG
anytime.
Road. Like I have a lot of relatives who have their own shops around CG Road. Sindhi. So like we Sindhis
Yeah,
are everywhere.
you run the shops and establishment communities. I have to say that. I wouldn't be amazed if I'm going on the road and asking for a rental shop. He might come out to be a Sindhi.
Probably they will. But like okay, this actually takes me to like one of the final questions which I ask like every single guest, and that would be like the most crucial question. So think before you answer this question. The
Sure.
question basically is, how was your experience talking to me in this last half an
Okay. So should I thought, or should I give you the first thing that comes to my mind?
hour? First thing
There
that
could be
comes
two
to your
different
mind,
answers. One would be the honest one, and second one would be the manipulated one.
let's go with the honest one.
Yeah, it was a fun experience. I liked it. I like the way. For me, it was also a first time thing that I'm doing as a product owner. I haven't been doing this much. I have been there on the other side explaining the product. I had never been on the side when I was actually telling a story, not a story, but why this exists, and that made me think, yeah, this is a nice way to do it. I like it. So it was a great experience, a good smooth one.
Yeah, and we are also from Ahmedabad, so we planned a meetup too. So that's like the most interesting one.
Yes, small world.
Yeah, very small biases. So basically, we can say this in one statement that you enjoyed it, right?
Yes. I did enjoy the thing.
Super, man. Let Oscar know that you enjoyed this conversation.
I'm gonna let him know. Great.
For sure.
Awesome.
And like have an amazing day ahead of you. Do some work, create an amazing one more product, and I will see you another time in the meetup. Till then, bye bye.
Bye. See you. Have a great day. Bye bye. You too.
Bye.